Mystery Mouse podcast. My name is Holly, and I'm coming to you from Colorado, where I live with my husband and our 5 kids and our many pets. And today is Sunday, I think it's the 10th of February. So this is a knitting podcast, and I also usually talk about books, and I've got both knitting and book talk to share with you today. A little bit of crochet, it's sort of like crochet prep. So I will talk about that, and also Knitalong that I am part of next month, and some yarn acquisitions, just one thing. So if that sounds interesting to you, I hope you'll stick around. My dog is walking around. Usually I try to have somebody watch him, but I'm only here with my 2.5-year-old, and he's taking a nap. So I really hope he's good, because if I put him in another room, he's just gonna whine, and I do not want to hear that. But anyway, so first of all, I do have a finished object to share with you. I finished my little doggy coat. This is for Watson, our dachshund, or dash hound, depending on how persnickety you are. So you can see I made it a little extra long, and I think it's almost too long. It just barely clears the important area. But he's probably, I don't know if he's full grown yet. He's about 9 months old. He was born at the end of April. So I'm kind of hoping, and I think there's some grass and stuff in here because he's rolled around in it outside. But I'm so happy to have this done. It fits him pretty well. I was gonna do all the ribbing in this color, but when I got to it, I didn't know where it was. It had gotten separated from the other colors. So I was just like, forget it. I'm not gonna stop working on this in order to, okay, here's Watson. In order to do this. Here's Watson, say hi. Say hi. He's a very handsome and happy person most of the time. He's thinking about it. Oh, your ear's messed up. But anyway, it's just been nice to be able to put that on him when he's taking a walk. And I'm usually the one who walks him, even though he's technically supposed to be my husband's dog. My husband wanted a dog for like 20 years, and he finally got one, and I'm always walking him, so. But I don't mind. Walking the dog is one of the things I was really looking forward to. So anyway, this is for him, and I will put some pictures in one of these sides. I will put some pictures in of Watson wearing this. So, but I don't want to wrestle it in on him right now. It will be a disaster. So that's my finished object. Oh, and I forgot, I used Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Tweed, 3 colors, I think. Okay, I have no idea what colors they are, but they're these colors. And I had these left over from another project that I made a long time ago. I think I made a sweater for Teddy. I had, I think, 2 balls left of the brown and 1 of the red and 1 of the gray. And the pattern said you only needed like 150-gram ball of each color, and I definitely did not even use these. This is called, I think it's just called Doggie Coat or Doggie Sweater. I will link the pattern below if you want to use it. I got it out of a magazine, but I think you can buy it on Ravelry, and you just seam it up the center. It was pretty easy. It was almost like, not like a recipe. I mean, she definitely gave you specific stitch counts and stuff, but it was just like, then sew it up, and it kind of assumed you knew where to sew and all that. But what else can I say about this? There were 2 sizes, and I knit the smaller size, and it fits him pretty well, except that, you know, dachshunds have this kind of like big chest, like their chest sticks out, and they have these tiny little short legs. So sometimes it kind of pulls on him, I think, on the chest, and like the neck like slips down so that it's almost around his shoulders. So I think if I were to knit another one, I would probably kind of use this as a starting point and knit a little bit of a smaller, longer neck, almost like a turtleneck, and give him a little room in the chest, maybe do some increases here. And if any of you have dachshunds and you have recommendations for a good dachshund doggy coat, let me know, or any ideas of how to adjust that, but this will fit him fine, at least for this year. If he grows too much more, I'll have to make him another one, and I probably will make him another one anyway. You know what I really want to make him is a little suit. You know how like you see these costumes for pets where they make their front legs look like pants, and then they have like little fake arms hanging off the sides. So I'd love to do something like that, like because his name is Watson, and then make him a little deerstalker cap, even though Watson probably wore a bowler, but still, it would be so cute. Anyway, so that is my doggy coat. I'm so glad I finished it because it was kind of a guilty, like, you should be working in that doggy coat, it's 10 degrees, you know, thing. So I'm so glad I finished it, and it looks really good on him. So that is that. Now for my works in progress, I have another almost finished object. So let me show you that. It's in this little bag by Freckled Whimsy that I got in a swap. Well, it was sort of a free table situation. And this is the beret that I'm knitting for my Scarlet Pimpernel project for the Fancy Reading Needlecraft Club. So that's going on right now. And this is the yarn I dyed for the club, the Scarlet Pimpernel yarn. As you can see, it looks like I'm done. I just have my needle going through the, the little apple stem on the top. And so it's really done. It's just like I need to cast off, I think, or I think I stopped because I think what I want to do is cut the yarn and pull the yarn through the remaining stitches to close it up. But anyway, I can try it on for you. It's a tiny bit big. Not bad. I feel like a mushroom head person. But here's my beret. I think it's so cute. I really like it. So this was a free pattern on Ravelry, the Classic French Beret by Bad Knitty Knits. And it's supposed to be with DK weight yarn, but I did, this is fingering weight yarn held double. So I just split my yarn into 2 balls because I was sort of hoping to mix up the colors a little bit too, since it's variegated, and I was hoping it wouldn't pool, and it really didn't. So I was happy with that. Now I can pretend I'm French. I think I've got some French in my background somewhere long ago. So this is almost done, and I have a little plan to further personalize it, so keep posted and I will be sharing that if it works. But I will probably show you again. I need to block it. It's not a tam, so it's not like supposed to be like hugely big, but I think I will still block it over a plate. Maybe not a like dinner plate, make it huge, but you know, a slightly smaller plate, so that it will be nice and flat on the top. So that is my Scarlet Pimpernel beret. Now, for the knit along that I am being a part of next month, it's the Wise Owl Knits Wildflower Tea Knitalong, and that's starting in March. And so I'm knitting up some samples for the kits that are available in my shop. I have 3 kits. And I told you all about them in the last episode. So if you want more information, you can go back and watch that, or check out my shop, Mystery Mouse Yarn Co. on Etsy. But here is my progress. I'm trying to figure out which side is the front. Here is my progress for Mary's Wizard of Oz sweater. I just did the first line of little blips. I did the light pink, and I think I'm about ready to do the next one, and I'm going to do red. And really, I'm just looking at the colors like I haven't used in a while, so it'd been way up here since I used the pink, so that's why I chose to do the pink. And then red is next, so I'm going to do red. And then I've got purple, green, and blue. It's probably the order I'll go in. I have very little green left. I'm knitting the 3rd size, the 3rd adult size for Mary. And Mary and I can actually share clothes. She's a little bit smaller than me, and she does not have as big of a bust as me because she's only 10. But in the shoulders, I think she has wider shoulders and I have narrow shoulders, so it kind of evens out. And so I tried this on because I'm going to knit one for me during the knit along out of the little princess kit. And this actually fits me really well in the neck and the shoulders. And then I think it's a little tight. Well, it's not quite down to my bust. Like it was, when I tried it on, it was just kind of above the fullest part of my bust. So I think what I'm going to do is cast on the 3rd size and then either continue on the pattern to where you split for sleeves with the 4th and 5th size, or no, I think that's what I'm going to do. And I might add a few extra stitches under the arm just because that's where the fullest part of the bust is. If your arm is, if your sleeve split is up here in your underarm, right after that is your bust. So I think I'm going to increase a little bit under the arm also, because I really like yoked sweaters that fit well in the shoulders. I do not like when the yoked sweater is too big and it's like bunchy. So I want it to fit well in my shoulders, and since I have smaller shoulders and a bigger bust, I'm going to do more increasing below the shoulder line. Does that make sense? I think that is what I'm planning to do. But I love this. I love knitting this. It's the colors are so cheerful and happy and springy, and she is going to look so cute in this. So that is what I'm knitting for Mary. And it's really nice too that I'm in this section of the pattern where it's just knit, knit, knit. I think I dropped one of my minis. Knit, knit, knit in the round. And I'm still on my first skein of the yellow. This is how much I have left. It's probably way more than half. So, but I think I will have to get into a second skein for sure. Unless I make it super cropped, to which I'm not sure. But I'm looking forward to getting down to the bottom ribbing because there's more, well, I don't think it's ribbing. I think it's an I-cord bind off. But there's more color work at the bottom, so I'm looking forward to that. Let me tell you also that the little bit of color work around the body is so nice because instead of feeling like I knit and knit and it looks exactly the same, there's just this little bit of like, okay, 3 more rounds and then I get to the color work section and then like, okay, I can see the distance away from the next, you know, and so it's nice to feel like you're making progress. Oh, and this is in a little bag by Delightful Works. I have also been working really hard on my Everywhere sweater second sleeve mostly because I really want this sweater. Like, I don't know if it's going to be done in time for me to wear it when it's really cold, but you never know. But, oh, so in this tray, super heavy, I have hit, whoops, with a duck. I don't know why the duck is here. Grady's always carrying this duck around and it's, I don't know, resin or whatever, and I'm afraid he's going to break it, but it ended up in this tray, so I guess it likes my sweater. This is my Everywhere sweater, and I'm knitting it on 10.5, 6.5 millimeter needles. They're nice and big and fat. These are from Knit Picks. These are my preferred needles, the Knit Picks wooden needles. But I am so happy because I finished the second sleeve, which was this one. And here's the first sleeve. This camera does not know what to do when I hold the sweater, but it's like, you are a ghost. So anyway, as you can see, I like red a little bit, but I don't actually have a lot of red sweaters. This is my Tenya sweater by Caitlin Hunter, and I knit 2 of these, and I love this sweater, and I wear it all the time. It's so nice. It's perfect for church because I'm filming this on Sunday, and so I wore this to church today with my little pin. It's the Vole pin from Fable, England. Anyway, so now what I get to do is the front band, which I think goes all the way around. And then I get to finish the pockets, which are just gaping maws, you know. So I am so excited. I'm so excited to be to the next point of this sweater, and I will be working on that hopefully tonight. If I'm feeling energetic enough, I will cast on the button band or whatever you want to call it. And it's really nice because when I try it on right now, because it's ribbed, you know, and the ribs are going this way, it just kind of like sags under its own weight. So it really needs that band to like hold it together. But I'm really excited about that. So now, have I been working on anything else? I don't think so. I have been thinking a lot about crochet. I really want to crochet something. And I have that crochet granny square cardigan that I'm working on. I have not worked on that, but it's calling to me. But I have on my Make 9 grid, which I will put a picture here, that I wanted to do some kind of crochet blanket. And I put a picture of this crochet quilty blanket thing, which is a pattern made by Anita, I think. And she is a UK crochet designer, and her stuff is on Etsy. And this pattern is coming out on February 22nd. So I am planning to get that, and I'm trying to kind of figure out my yarn. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought some yarn to just kind of do a test. And I just made a regular old granny square. This is what I have. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do this one, this very variegated one in the middle. I was hoping, since it was like supposed to look like a quilt, that I'd kind of like to do some that would look like a print fabric, you know, like fabric with little flowers on it or something. But I just don't know. I don't know if I like it. This one is also like a print, but it's much more subtle, and it kind of color changes. So I kind of like that one, but I just don't know if I want that to be the only color changey one. I don't know. And you know, it's funny because I want this to be a blanket for my bed. It doesn't have to be like super matchy with my room, whatever. I'm too eclectic to care like super a lot. So these colors are fine, but really I just took the colors from the yarn. So several of these are this Yarn ID, which is Yarn B. This is the color Cafe au Lait. And then I've got this pink one, which is Himalayan Sea Salt. And this one is Blue Stone. And then this one is Oats. So, I mean, this is like an oatmeal. It's like the perfect oatmeal color. I really like this yarn. And I really like the way this yarn, the ID yarn, Watson. No. I really like the way this Yarn ID yarn feels. It's really nice. It's just 100% acrylic. Well, actually it says that it is 80% acrylic and 20% polyamide. So I don't know, it's very dense, but it's soft and it's very nice. And then these other ones are just these other ones are just I love this yarn, the Hobby Lobby 100% acrylic. So I have this green one, and this one is like a little, it looks like a hand dye, but I think it is not too wild and crazy in my swatch. And in the Yarn ID, they only had like olive greens. They had like a very brown one and then a slightly less brown one. And I just didn't like them. Watson, you're being super noisy. And then this is the print, the first print. And then this was the wild print, which I really like in the skein. I just don't know. I think it might be too much. But I still might like make a couple squares with this and some of the other colors. I'd really kind of like, if they had a red or a gold, I would totally go for that. They had a gold Watson's playing with his squeaky toy. They had a gold in the I Love This Yarn, but it was just a very plain flat gold, and I wasn't sure. I thought it might be too much. But I don't know. I'm still thinking about what to do. This is the back. When I make my granny squares, I turn it around every round. Do you guys do that? Because then it will not twist up. But then it doesn't have a right side, so you just have to pick the side you like the best. Okay, so that is sort of a future whip. As soon as the pattern comes out, I'm going to get it and try to figure it out. I have a friend who crochets. I don't know if she watches this. Hi, Alicia, if you do. But she's teaching a crochet class at our co-op this year, and so I was like, aha, if I don't know how to follow the instructions, she can help me. I have made some crochet things with instructions, but I'm always very, like, unsure of myself. I think that's all of my whips and future whip plans, except that, of course, I have lots of things I want to make all the time, and I just have to control myself. But I do have one yarn acquisition. Right after Christmas, 3 by the Sea Designs put out that they were doing a mystery sock set with a Beauty and the Beast theme. And so, you know, I just ignored it for a little while, and then I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. I had a little bit of Christmas money left, so I bought it for myself. So this is it. I've already opened it, but it was so cute. Look at this sticker. So I'm a huge Beauty and the Beast fan. Beauty and the Beast came out when I was like 9 years old, and I loved to read and had brown hair, and it was just like they made a movie about me. You know, it was very personal. So here is the yarn. I just wanted to show you. It is beautiful. 3 by the Sea, and they have a podcast too. This is a mother and 2 daughters, and one of the daughters does a podcast, so I will link that below. And I've never ordered from them before, and I really like it. And this is just called Beauty and the Beast. It's their 24 mystery sock set, so I don't know if they just do this once a year. And it's a 75-25. And then you also got this, look at this adorable little bag with roses on it, because you also got a mystery stitch marker progress keeper thing. There's this little bell. So cute. And they put a T in, and I thought this was so cool because it's French vanilla, which is perfect. So I'm gonna save that for when I cast this on, I think. When will that be? I don't know, but someday. So that is my one yarn acquisition. I want to do some book talk. Also, before I do book talk, my daughters, which are not here right now, Ivy and Mary, are each making a sweater. I bought them like some acrylic yarn from Knit Picks for Christmas, like a set kind of that went together, and I made them each a project bag. So I was encouraging them to make a big project and not just little things. So Ivy is crocheting a sweater and Mary is knitting a sweater. And I told them next time I podcast that they could show their progress, because they're really making great progress. So I am going to put that in here because I'm going to have to film it later. So I will put that in here right now. So this is Ivy.
Hi.
She is going to tell you about her crocheted sweater that she's working on.
Okay, so
Do you remember the name of the pattern?
no.
Okay, we bought the pattern on Etsy. I'll put the name of it down here below.
This is the front of the sweater. I'm all finished with it.
So this is the neck shaping, and there's a little bit of armhole shaping. It's like a row of armhole shaping, and then the bottom is done with a smaller hook. You can just barely see it's a little bit tighter. You almost can't tell. But so you finish the front panel.
This is the sleeve.
And this is one sleeve. You can definitely see, but you do a different stitch here for the cuff on this, right?
Yeah.
It's very stretchy. So this will fit in this indentation, right?
Yeah.
It's like a drop sleeve thing, so it's kind of down in your arm. Okay, and show what you've done on the back so far. What can you tell us about this?
It's nowhere near done.
Yeah. So you have, and you don't have any shaping to do on the top of the back, right? It just goes straight across. And then I think you have to pick up a neckband, right? So you pick up a neckband and you're gonna have to sew the sleeves in, and that's about it.
We'll have to sew the back
and sew the back and the front together. Yeah. So this is your first big project like this, right?
I haven't given up on.
Yeah. How many times did you have to start this?
3.
What was the problem?
It was like going like that.
Yeah, because it was getting shorter and shorter, right? Because you weren't doing enough stitches.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. My ball of yarn exploded. See?
You want to show everybody your bag? Hold it up.
Oh, this is weird. I'm not a podcaster. I'm not used.
Okay, and the inside is full of
Yarn.
Okay, so, and when are you hoping to have this done by?
Easter.
By Easter? I think you'll have it done way before Easter. Okay, so you are leaving? Goodbye.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to everybody.
Boy.
Okay, so this is Mary. Mary, do you want to tell everybody how old you are?
Isn't that rude?
Mary is 10. She should not be ashamed. Okay, show everybody your bag. It's the cutest kittens in the world. Okay. So, all right, show us where you've gotten to on your sweater and tell us a little bit about it.
Okay,
Okay.
this is what I've done. I got this far. I think it's nice. It's really big.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of sweater is this? Do you know? Do you know what style it is?
No, you never told me.
Yes, I have. This is a circular yoke sweater. We started with the Tin Can Knits flax numbers because this is just a worsted weight acrylic. And but instead of doing raglans, we're just doing knit front and back increases every so often. So it's kind of an experiment, and you're just changing colors when you feel like it, right?
Yeah. And I remember when I first started it, I was like, Mom, look, I can fit my thumb in here. And now I'm like, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how much more do you have before you can split for sleeves?
I don't know. Let's try it. Please say goodbye.
Okay, so you're gonna lose some stitches here. So here, I would say you have a couple more inches to go before you can split for sleeves. It's not too bad, but it's getting to be a lot of stitches around, huh?
Yeah.
But the nice thing is, if you can get to the place where you split for sleeves, it'll take a lot of stitches out and then it will be faster. So you should just keep working on it, okay?
I like this yarn.
Do you know what kind of yarn this is? What brand it is?
How should I know?
It's Knit Picks Brava. But you like this speckly one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have a couple more.
Okay.
This one's probably like my second favorite because you can see where I used it right there.
Mm-hmm. It's like a
Yeah.
self-striping. It's very effective in the yoke, I think.
I like how it's like fading.
Mm-hmm. It's really nice.
Also, I'm working on another sweater. This is my air sweater.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Very impressive.
I
So
know,
much
it
detail.
took a long time, yeah. Now it's like half big as that because I still am working on it, and now I'm doing knit 2 knit front and back, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, is there anything else you would like to tell us about your sweater?
It's purple.
Yes.
I like my sweater.
Okay, good. Well, thank you, Mary.
Yes.
I'm sure you will report back when you are further along, perhaps next time.
Yes. Thank you and good night.
Okay, so I am so proud of them. They're doing a great job, and sometimes I have to push them a little bit to work on their stuff, but I think they're doing a great job. So last time I mentioned that I had dyed some yarn inspired by the shoe books, ballet shoes and skating shoes. And that yarn is available in my shop on a couple different bases and also in the sweater quantity listings if you wanted to do a sweaters quantity. But I thought I would share my shoe books collection with you because I did not discover these books until I was an adult. I think I bought these in my early 20s. I got married when I was 19. So in my early 20s, you know, we didn't have any kids. And I think I was going through this, like, preparing for kids, trying to finish growing up kind of thing. And I bought a ton of, like, not little kid books, but like, you know, chapter books, coming of age books, young adult fiction. I just bought a ton of books. So I was at the bookstore, I think it was just Barnes & Noble, and I saw this. And so I bought this, and I also bought Theater Shoes, which I cannot find. I just finished reading it like a couple weeks ago. So it's probably wandering through the house. Anyway, I will put a picture of my copy of Theater Shoes up here also. But anyway, so I bought this and I loved it because it is exactly the kind of book I like. It's mid-century British children's book. No. So I bought those and then I wanted to look and see what else I could find. So, well, then I think I also got this one. So they must have reprinted these three because they all have the same kind of illustrations. So ballet shoes, theater shoes, and dancing shoes. And then I looked online and I bought traveling shoes. I really like this one. And some of these are about orphans and some of them are more like families. One thing I love about one thing I love about these books is that she doesn't just treat the parents like featureless adults that don't have any personalities or cares and concerns of their own and it's all about the kids. Like, she often will call the parents like George and, you know, Anne or whatever their names are. And she'll kind of tell you what's going on in their heads. Like, they're worried about having to, you know, fix the car, or they're worried about being able to buy clothes, or, you know, it's often money is a problem. But anyway, this is an excellent book also. And then I got these tennis shoes, which I think is one of her later ones. I should see. Some of the early ones were written in the 30s. No, this is 37. She must have done a lot in 37. And movie shoes, and I think I've only read this one once. So I'm trying to read through all these again. And so far well, I read ballet shoes over like the Christmas time period, and then I read theater shoes and dancing shoes, and right now I'm reading this one, circus shoes. This, if you are like an old school circus buff, this is a fascinating story because it really goes in depth about like how the circus worked, how they did the build up and the pull down and all of the like culture that's around the circus, the families, you know, coming together to from different countries and having their specialties, and it's just really interesting. I love this book. And so that's what I'm reading right now. And then I also read Skating Shoes. Skating Shoes is one of my favorites. So this is about figure skating. And it's just the perfect wintertime read. And it's really funny and it's just good. I just love it. And then this one, Family Shoes, which is probably my favorite. I don't even know if this one is as showbiz. No, it's got a little showbiz. They've all got a little showbiz aspect to them. So, but you'll have to read it and find out. But I love this book. I love all of these books. They're just, and there's more. You know, there's a few more that I haven't gotten. There's, let me see. I think I've got all the ones. All right, so on this one, there's one called New Shoes. And I have not been able to find that one that hasn't been like $1 million. And then she has a book called The Children on the Top Floor. So I want to read that. And she also has some books about Gemma, which I did find one. And of course, I don't have that one either. But I have one called Gemma Alone. I just went on Thrift Book and looked Noelle Streetfield up. And that was one I didn't have, so I got it. And evidently she has a bunch of Gemma books. And those are from like the 60s. So that's a little bit later. And she did a little series about her. So that's really interesting. So I feel like there's just more to explore with this author, Noelle Streatfeild. And I remember in the movie You've Got Mail with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, one of their rom-coms from the 90s, or maybe the very early 2000s. But she mentions, you know, she's supposed to be a bookshop owner, and she goes to the big bookstore because she was kind of run out of business, and it's so sad, and, you know, she hates the guy, and anyway, it's a pretty good movie. But she mentions these books. She says, you have to read the shoe books by Noelle Streatfeild. Start with ballet shoes. It's my favorite. She cries. Anyway, but I always think of that with these books, that it was mentioned in that movie, because I know that other people must have heard of these in the world, not just me. So I think that's all I have for you today. I would love to hear if you have ever read these books, if you love them as I do, or if you have any other mid-century British children books. I mean, obviously there's the big ones like Narnia, and I'm sure there's a lot more, but you know, this is the thing. These things are old, and it's hard sometimes just to know what's out there. So I would love if you have any recommendations. I would love to hear what you're knitting right now, and some people last time sent me comments about what they were knitting, and some of their things I want to knit too. So it's just fun to hear about that. So I hope you have a great rest of your day and enjoy your crafting and your reading. And I will see you soon. Bye.